Good morning children and welcome back to GK classes. Now as a part of your science, general science, we are going to start new chapter, that is microorganisms, friend and foe. See, we put heading microorganisms, friend and foe. Sir, what is this? What is this friend and foe? Okay, nothing but the microorganisms will act as friends sometimes to us, and as well as some microorganisms acts like enemies also. Foe means enemy. Okay, this foe means enemy. Clear? That means some microorganisms which are useful to us, they are friends, and which microorganisms which acts as otherwise which gives adverse effects to us, we are treating them as foe. Okay, in this way microorganisms are friends for us and as well as foe for us. Clear everyone? Then coming to first, we will go with some basic terms and definitions regarding this microorganisms chapter. The first and foremost is microorganisms. What is meant by microorganisms? Okay, microorganisms they are very small organisms, nothing but living organisms which are invisible to the naked eye. Okay, the living organisms which are invisible to the naked eye, and we can able to see those microorganisms by the help of microscope only. Clear everyone? Microorganisms are which are invisible to the naked eye, human naked eye, but we can able to see them by the help of microscope. This is called microorganisms. Clear everyone? Then we will move to next definition, that is fermentation. Clear? Fermentation. Fermentation means the process of conversion of sugars into alcohol. Clear? The process of conversion of sugars into alcohol. This is an anaerobic process. That means in the absence of air, okay, in the absence of air, we are keeping any material in the absence of air means those material will get into fermented. Okay, that is called fermentation process. For example, in the process of making of wine and whiskey, okay, we are fermenting the fruits, for example grapes, which contains sugars in that. Okay, that sugars are converted into alcohol. That process of conversion of sugar into alcohol, that process is called fermentation. These are just definitions, you just have to keep it in mind. We will go deeply into the topic, then we will I will make you understand what is the process also. Clear everyone? These are basic definitions you have to. In between classes, we are using these terms. Okay, in order not to get confused and for the clarification of those terms, first I am dealing with some basic definitions. Clear everyone? Then fermentation means process of conversion of sugars into alcohol. Clear? Then coming to nitrogen fixation. The term nitrogen fixation means, you know everybody about nitrogen. In the chapter of plants, we also discussed that nitrogen is very useful for the plants. It acts like a fertilizer to the plants. Okay, that way nitrogen fixation means we are converting. Normally, where is the nitrogen? Oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, this and all in the atmosphere. In that atmosphere, okay, the gases in that atmosphere, otherwise the nitrogen in the atmosphere, we are converting into solid material, that is called compound of nitrogen. Okay, converting atmospheric nitrogen into compounds of nitrogen. Okay, we are converting nitrogen present in the atmosphere, that nitrogen we are converting into compound of nitrogen, that means into a solid material for the useful for various purposes. That is called nitrogen fixation. Clear? Then we will move on to pathogens. Clear? Pathogens. Pathogens means the disease causing microorganisms. Clear? Pathogens means the disease causing microorganisms. The microorganisms which cause diseases, those microorganisms we are calling them as pathogens. Clear? If you are getting any pathogen term in between, you have to get idea. Pathogens means microorganisms which cause diseases. Clear? Then microbes, basically microbes are of 5 kinds. Okay, microbes are of 5 major kind. Microbes nothing but microorganisms only, that is short form of microorganisms. The microorganisms are of 5 kinds. Okay, what are those? Bacteria, fungi, okay, fungi, then algae, protozoa, okay, protozoa and virus. These all are microorganisms. Okay, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, virus. These 5 are the major kinds of microorganisms. Clear everyone? Then you know the fact that microorganisms are unicellular and as well as multicellular. Okay, we already studied about cell and its structure in the last class, in the last chapters. Okay, now you are getting idea why I had done my cells and structure first, then I will come to I came to this chapter, because you have to know before this chapter you have to know about the cell and its structure. In this way, microorganisms are both unicellular and multicellular. Clear everyone? Microorganisms are unicellular and multicellular. Then we will move on to see some microorganisms are beneficial to us, while some microorganisms are harmful to us and cause diseases. Those microorganisms which are beneficial to us, those are called friends to us, and those microorganisms which cause which harmful to us and cause diseases, those are called foe to us. Clear everyone? See, microorganisms are useful in several ways. Sir, you are saying that some microorganisms are useful to us. In which way they are useful to us? Sir, please tell me some examples in order the uses of microorganisms, how they are useful to us. Okay, we will move on to that. Microorganisms useful in several ways. In which ways? Production of antibiotics. Bio means life. Bio means life. Anti means opposite. That means for our life, anti life. That means which affect our life. Those antibiotics, production of antibiotics, we are using microorganisms. Okay, antibiotics. Okay, clearly saying antibiotics means which kills, okay, which kills the effective microorganisms present in our body. Okay, in our body both good microorganisms and bad microorganisms are there. Bad microorganisms, they are fighting with each other, good and bad, and who are wins, those are called which are doing good to our body health. Okay, antibiotics are fighting with disease causing microorganisms, okay, which are anti to the life. Clear everyone? Then source of food. Okay, we are preparing bread, okay, we are preparing curd from milk, those all are fermentation only. Fermentation. Okay, that's why we are getting food also. That means source of food also. Microorganisms are useful for the source of food also. Then coming to in bread making, see, in bread making we are using microorganisms. Then preparation of wine and beer, you already know that by the process of fermentation wine and beer are produced. Then cleaning environment, some microorganisms we are useful for cleaning environment also, okay, for cleaning purpose also. Then production of vaccines, in the making of vaccines or otherwise in the production of vaccines we are using microorganisms as well. Clear? Then these are the uses of microorganisms. Okay, then sometimes spoilage of food also takes place because of the microorganisms. Okay, because of these microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, the food will get into spoil. Okay, sometimes if you keep the bread in any watery area, or if you touch the bread with warmth with your fingers, then the fungus will forms, that will spoil the food. In that way, spoilage of food takes place because of the action of microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. Okay, bacteria and fungi are the microorganisms which spoils the food. Clear? Then you have to prevent this type of microorganisms causing spoilage to food. Means prevention can be done by drying, okay, salting some food materials. If you dry non-veg, if you are keeping in drying, means the microorganisms will die. Then in some food we are salting also because of not spoilage of food or in order to sustain the food for some time. Then heating, okay, we are heating the food for the purpose of killing of microorganisms. Then by adding sugars, okay, for example gulab jamun. If you see, the gulab jamun is present in the sugar solution. Okay, if you keep gulab jamun in the sugar solution, it will, we will eat for some more days. That's why in pasteurizing shops, otherwise called bakeries, they are keeping this gulab jamun in sugar solution. But what is, we are feeling that for the purpose of sweetness we are using that sugar solution, but that's not correct. That sugar solution is for the purpose of storage of that gulab jamun. Clear? Then chemicals, so some chemicals also we are mixing for the purpose of storage of food, and by freezing we are keeping in fridge the food items in order to sustain their life, and by pasteurization, that means the food items which are made in bakeries, those are called pasteurizers. Okay, if you see, they are keeping in display so many days the food items, cakes, okay, these all are stored because they are making by pasteurization. In this way, the microorganisms are useful to us in some ways, and as well as they are harmful to us in many different ways. That's why we are calling them as friend and foe. Okay, students, this is about the introduction or otherwise first part of microorganisms. Then in the next class we will move forward. Take care. Bye bye. Don't forget, pause this video and write down the information. Okay, please revise the topics regularly, and that is helpful to you. Thank you so much.